nothing yet. Ain't seen nothing yet.
Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking The Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Today we're going to have a great time talking about episode 6 of The Orville, KRILL. In this episode, after the crew defends a new colony from a KRILL attack, Ed and Gordon are sent off by the Union on a risky undercover mission to infiltrate a KRILL ship to try and smuggle out a copy of the KRILL Bible in a hope to better understand their culture, to either help defeat or make peace with this formidable enemy. Also, we learn that Bortus is part goat.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a new fun thing.
Besides amazing writing, having an action-packed hour filled with great drama, tension, ethical dilemmas, and really big ideas, I feel the comedy was seamlessly present throughout the entirety of the episode. I mean, no matter what tense moment Ed and Gordon found themselves in, there was always some humor thrown in that didn't distract from the drama at all. It just worked. For a show that's trying to be both dramatic and comedic at the same time, the tone of the Orville is sometimes confusing for some people. I don't know why. I get it. You seem to get it. Another huge success for the Orville with this episode is the care that was taken to realize an entire alien culture for us the viewer and put it up on screen to view. The KRILL, or as others might call them, the Jem'Hadar, are as alien looking as you can get. Besides having the general humanoid form, they basically look like they evolved from albino alligators. And almost the entire episode was set completely on the KRILL ship. No humans on screen at all most of the episode. Think about how many makeup artists had to be on set to get all of those actors ready to film all at the same time. I was given a makeover one time by my buddy Gay David, and after having to sit in a makeup chair for almost 45 minutes, let's just say lines started to blur.
Comedy.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Reviews.
I'm a grown-ass man. Oh man.
Taste tests.
Are you a grown-ass man?
And even though there were a lot of actors wearing heavy makeup and prosthetics, each character looked individualistic, the actors were able to emote well and none of them sounded like they were trying to talk through a giant pile of rubber and tubing. How cool is it that the show has holographic emitters that can make them look like whatever race they choose? That's a plot device that I'm fully on board with. I mean, Star Trek would disguise characters as alien races and stuff too by using medical implants and sometimes just makeup, which was, you know, cool, but which also meant it was very unlikely they would ever get caught unless forced to do a DNA test or get scanned or something like that. But the holo emitter is a piece of technology. It can break down or be interfered with, thus adding an extra level of suspense for the viewer not knowing if or when the effect will be broken, which is exactly what happened. I said it before, I'll say it again. Great writing. The stakes were raised. Something else we learned in this episode, which I wasn't expecting but totally makes sense when I think about it, is that Captain Ed Mercer really can take care of himself during these away missions. I mean, he was juking and jiving and taking care of business with the best of them, Rambo style. Oh, duh. There's a reason he's a captain of a Union starship, because he's freaking qualified. I'm barely qualified to even have a YouTube channel. Each week, the Orville is becoming less and less of a simple homage or parody of Star Trek and popular sci-fi, and actually creating its own unique universe. It's a new interpretation of Gene Roddenberry's vision, yes. I think that's the goal of the show, but it's boldly going on its own path now, and I can't wait to see where we end up. Now, just like with any episode of The Orville, there's lots to talk about, but I can't cover everything all in one episode of this show, you guys. I mean, I have a strict rule of keeping episodes on my channel to around 5 to 6 minutes as to not to overstay my welcome. And this episode is already probably going to be way longer. If you're still watching this right now, I am so sorry. So some things I'll be dedicating a complete episode to, because we've got to talk about Bortus's eating habits, you guys. And who's this dude that Alara was dating? I hate that guy. But one thing I do want to bring up before I go about this KRILL episode is how dark, twisted, and realistic the ending was. Ed and Gordon, while technically on an info recovery mission, a mission with honorable intentions really if you think about it, had to change their goal when they realized the lives of millions were at risk. So now they have to figure out how to destroy this KRILL ship, and then Ed takes it upon himself to say, hey, no, there's children on this ship. We need to figure out how to bring this ship down but also save the lives of the children. because morals. If this were an episode of Star Trek, the school teacher would have realized at the end that humans aren't soulless animals with no regard for life, and that he saved the children as an act of mercy. She would have then said that she won't forget this act, and that she'll tell her people of it, and then maybe they'll start to realize that perhaps humans aren't, animals after all, and that they have a lot more in common, and that they should all be friends at the end. But oh, hell no, she straight up told Captain Mercer to prepare for payback.
They're kids with their whole lives ahead of them. They're not my enemies.
After what they saw you do today?
They will be.
So for a comedy / drama / sci-fi show, that was a dark black ending, you guys. I mean, even a dark black Star Trek ending was only black on one side of its face. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Tell me what you thought about the KRILL in this episode of The Orville. Do you think they're going to end up being our main villain in the series, just like the Klingons or the Romulans or the Cardassians? You can let me know by joining the conversation below. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing to my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me. Special shout out to superfan of The Orville, Big Gator 5 on Twitter, who's been a great help to this show on the interwebs this week. You're my favorite person right now, Big Gator 5. Thank you. And if any of you want to help support future episodes of Talking The Orville or Egotastic FunTime, I'd appreciate you clicking that Patreon link in the description of this video. I'll see you next time with an all-new episode of Talking The Orville, and I hope all your times are Egotastic Fun Times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money.